Alright, so let's talk about the framework behind a reliable AI product. As we mentioned earlier, AI is non-deterministic. The output is never quite the same, even with the same input. We have seen that you can avoid this by working a loop. This is what we call the AI reliability loop. It's a simple process we refined at Latitude after watching thousands of teams build AI features. So we're going to walk through it. So step 1 is seeing how your AI behaves. You start by observing real outputs, we run the prompt, we look at the logs, and we throw real user inputs at it. Step 2 is annotating responses. Annotation consists of a human going through a sampling of the logs one by one and writing down their thoughts on the output and giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Early on, human judgment is essential. This is one of the big things that a lot of teams improving their AI don't do. This is the one process that we're never going to automate with AI. The human is the one that needs to decide what a good output looks like, so then we can automate on top of that. We insist that for this process, the person annotating is the one who understands best what the product needs to output, not necessarily the most technical person on the team. Usually, we refer to this person as the domain expert. In most cases, that will be you, the AI PM. Step 3 is discovering failure patterns. Once a good sampling of logs are annotated, you can begin to see some patterns emerge. Maybe the tone is off, maybe it misunderstands certain intents, maybe it hallucinates policies. These are what we call failure patterns or issues. This is our first indication of the problems that need to be solved with our AI. However, because we just annotated a small sampling of logs, we lack an understanding of the scale of each of the issues. That is where evaluations come into play. So, step 4 is building evaluations. Now, you turn those failure patterns into automated tests. For each issue detected, we're going to create a targeted evaluation. This will allow us to see the real dimension of each issue. For example, if I've annotated 100 logs and I've discovered that my AI feature is outputting JSON incorrectly in 10 of them, I can create an eval to track the output formatting. Then I could run this eval through 10,000 logs to get a better idea of the actual impact of an issue. Additionally, as we now have an eval running on an AI product in live production, I can see how the issue evolves and if further action needs to be taken to solve them. This is the nail in the coffin for vibe prompting. Now we can iterate the prompt with clear indicators of whether or not we are going down the right path. So, evals are your KPIs for reliability. They tell you how often a problem happens, where, and why. Step 5 is iteration. With an understanding of what is actually wrong with your prompt, its impact, and its expected behavior, you can get to improving it. We recommend improving one thing at a time, rerunning the evals, and seeing if things actually got better. However, you're not done there. We call this a loop because this is a process that you're going to carry out on a regular basis. You can think weekly to maintain and improve your AI product, as new improvements can bring new failures to surface. The most important part of this maintenance is annotating logs. This will allow you to catch if any new issues appear and continue the loop to resolve them. We recommend that you set aside 30 minutes every week to do your annotations.